What's going on, YouTube? This is the UDN draft analysis for the Turboblaze Conference roster. Welcome to all our coaches here for the Turboblaze. We have one guy who's not here, but for now it is what it is. But welcome to U-Turn, my guy, coach of the New Jersey Noctowns. Then we have Aaron, coach of the Rome Empolians. And then we also have Wormpal. Hello.
Hello.
Coach of the Stavanger Viking Bolts. So welcome to all of you. So I guess we can start explaining what's going to happen. So this is draft analysis. We go through the draft. Starting off by going one pick by one. So we're going through the order the draft was happening, and we talk about each individual Pokemon like that. And then in the end, we talk about the whole draft along with the sea captains and all that stuff. So, as you can see here on the screen, the first one we're going with is the man himself, U-Turn, the Jersey Noctowns. Hello, say hi to the people.
What's going on, everyone? Are you turned? No, I'm just
Are you turned? All right. So, starting off here, the first mon you drafted, round one, Tornadus T. Talk to me about it.
All right, so originally it was a pretty tough choice because I was going to go with either Tornadus or Landorus. I remember Aaron was like, "Please don't take one or the other," because he clearly wanted one of them. But it came down to, and thanks to some of my boys in the NCP draft league, they helped me out with the draft. And Tornadus T is just a mon I'm very comfortable with, and it's a really great mon overall. One of the better mons in the draft league format, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure some people will agree as well. Just great versatility all around, and it's just really nice. It's probably one of my better mons that I use outside of a Uniclus maybe, but yeah, I just thought that using it, being comfortable with something is probably the best, my best bet in going far in this league.
Yes, I do agree. Tornadus T is, I think Tornadus, in my opinion, Tornadus T is probably one of the strongest defoggers in the game. Most likely, at least I would say so.
I would agree. Yeah.
The regenerator is absolutely amazing of an ability. The thing gets U-turn really fast. U-turn.
Yeah, and having the ability to pivot around with U-turn, it's a really great utility mon as well. Having moves like knock off and stuff like that. I would say its drawback is the fact that it doesn't have like. Hurricane is a good move, but the accuracy holds it back.
It's really like the stab department is not the greatest. But apart from that, it has overall a great move pool. It has both Focus Blast and Superpower for some hard hitting fighting type. Knockoff, as you mentioned before.
It's also an amazing Assault Vest user because it's one of the only Assault Vest users that can actually recover health.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. That is also really notable.
And just it's another one of those mons that if you have options of making it a Z mon, it's a really great Z captain, as well as like we were talking about Hurricane. It's not the most reliable, but having the Supersonic Sky Strike is really it gives you a 100% accurate flying move plus stab Tornadus. It's really strong, and then it just gets really good coverage all around. It's a really good.
It's a great mon. Also the only pure flying type. Mind you that.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's a very fun fact about Tornadus. It's so weird they don't have other that just pure flying types.
Yeah. Really weird. there's a flying type for every type, isn't there?
I think so.
Or is it not?
I think there is.
Then there's just one normal flying type. And Tornadus is the best one because it's the only one.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only one. I'm pretty sure every single typing has flying behind it at some point with someone. So definitely very solid, very good mon. Moving up to the next one, you drafted Manaphy.
All right, so my mindset going into this was I actually wanted another base 100 Pixie. Unfortunately, it was sniped for me by another coach in this call right now. Aaron, you know who. But I wanted Jirachi originally as my second pick. As Jirachi plus Tornadus, really cool core. Just gives me in Jirachi covers Tornadus' weakness in ice, and I just thought it would be a really cool pairing. Like I mentioned, it was Snipe for me, so the next best thing that I thought would be a good pairing is Manaphy. Now, Manaphy is another mon that I love using. Probably it's one of my favorite mons in general, and the fact that it's I've used it to some success back in ORS leagues. I used it really well, and just having familiarity with mons like this. Probably the main reason why I took Tornadus over Landers because I'm more familiar with it and I'm more comfortable. And being comfortable with Manaphy, like I mentioned, being comfortable will take me along. Will probably take me. It'll give me the best chance of doing really well in this. Just having another comfortable mon. And Manaphy in its own right is just a monster. Just having great versatility, tail glow, calm mind, really good setup options. It gets pivot moves as well, utility moves, knock off U-turn, gives me another U-turner, which is really nice. And hydration and having the ability to get a rain dance off and not being able to be toxic or paralyzed is really nice, especially if I run like a tail glow set or a calm mind set. And then ice beam, dazzling gleam, psychic, energy ball to hit other water types, just really good coverage overall. And just to have it as a Z option as well is really really nice.
Yes, that very good, very solid. Another thing to note is it gets rain dance for those hurricanes, tornadoes T. You know, hit them hurricanes.
Because when I first like the first couple of picks, people were like, "Oh, you're going rain," and that's not what I was intentionally going with for this team. But if I do have to run rain on Manaphy one week, and it so happens that I have Tornadus with Hurricane, just having that 100% accurate Hurricane is really nice. So it's a good pairing there as well. They do share a similar weakness in Electric, but Torn's ice weakness is covered by Manaphy, so that's really nice to look at as well.
Yes, that is true. I mean, there's not much else to really say about Manaphy. I mean, Whirlpool is a cool move as well to lock in some dudes. You can lock in some other water types and energy ball them. It's a very solid.
Or if you're toxic facts, you could catch the psychic. It's
Yeah.
just really great coverage, Joe.
Then this thing also gets U-turn and it also gets knockoff too.
Great utility moves. So having options
utility
to U-turn.
Also gets it also gets screens. That's another thing. Both screens. If that's you kind of dig.
Yeah, just screen options are really good too.
Yeah. So it's always nice to have the options.
It's like one of those mons you can run bulky one week and then run all out offense the next. Just having setup options are really really nice.
Yeah, that's really the thing about these pixies with 100 banks all around. You can run them so many ways. Right. You drafted the next one, Mega Venusaur. Talk to me about this big bulky boy.
So shout out to my boy John. He is one of the best. Well, we were in a draft league together, and he got Mega Venusaur to like 22 kills, something like that. And shout out for him. Shout out to him for this suggestion. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Why not pair Tornadus with why not pair Mega Venusaur with Tornadus and Manaphy?" Now, he also suggested that I should go Rain, but somebody else did unfortunately go Rain. So why have two Rain teams?
Someone did go Rain. We'll get that later. Not in this conference, but later on.
Why go two Rain teams in the same league? Why not change it up? And Venusaur just covers up a lot of the weaknesses that Manaphy and Tornadus has. Tornadus and Manaphy both being weak to electric. Mega Venusaur just tanks those hits all day, every day. And ice, it does have thick fat, so that's something to keep in mind as well. And Mega Venusaur is just really good mon, just great overall bulk. It just heals and heals and heals if you have like options as Synthesis, Leech Seed, Giga Drain. It just heals and heals, and like unless you have a flying or psychic type, you can't really do anything about it because it is bulky. But there's so many options with Venusaur as well. You can run it offensive to Curse Set. You can run Swords Dance, Earthquake, Giga Drain, and there's just so many options. Venusaur is just a really great bulky mega, and just fits well with Tornadus and Manaphy.
Yes, that is true. That is true. It's a very very solid. I like Mega Venusaur a lot. It's such a nice bulky grass, and thick fat just covers up those weaknesses really nice that it has. It's really
Yeah,
it's a really powerful mon to have thick fat on.
like
Overall.
it's only really that it has only two weaknesses, like fire and ice hits. Although it is super effective, it won't do as much. It's only really weak to like psychic and flying. So,
Yeah,
and having Tornadus being one of the biggest threats to Venusaur, not having to worry about Tornadus hurricaning on it is really nice. So um it's just a really good mon, just bulky, and it fits my playstyle as well. So
yeah. It's shaping up to be a really nice bulky half. It's a very versatile team. They can all be both bulky and offensive. So it's very very interesting start of the draft, to say the least. Anyone else wanna say something about this boy? Guess not.
No, you have
Nope.
already
All
said
right.
everything.
You already said everything. Yeah. Turn talks a lot.
oh,
not much.
I mean,
Not much to
if
say.
you
I want to add something about Mavinosaur. It could be also a Swords Dance set.
Definitely. I mean, again, we're back with those screens as well too. Also has the
yeah,
screens.
screens options. And like what Aaron was talking about, Swords Dance, it does get coverage like Earthquake and a
Power
grass
Whip.
type stab.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it will hit hard. And I like the curse set as well. Curse set is really nice too.
Yeah.
As it can be toxic. So only thing that's gonna whittle it down is maybe Will-O-Wisp, but it just depends on what type of set I'm
I
running.
mean, watch out for that Salazzle. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, honestly, I think Mega Venusaur is more annoying than it is good because of moves like Leech Seed and Synthesis and having very few weaknesses. But I mean, it's still an amazing Pokemon.
It's a really
Great
amazing
pick.
Pokemon. It has some really good stall options if that's going for it. Well, if we move on to the fourth pick, we have Metagross. What's up with it?
Alright.
What's up with this boy?
So this pick was just a pick that I felt goes well with Venusaur, my boy again. George and John helped me out with this pick as well. Metagross and Venusaur just pair really well together as Metagross switches into both of the moves, well, both of the types that Venusaur are weak to, and Flying and Psychic. I live both of those hits, and then it also helps with the Tornadus Ice type weakness as well. It does have a Fire weakness, but we do have Manaphy to cover that as well, and then it's a really versatile mod, and especially for it to be a tier 3, it's really good steal. I feel it's a really good steal as it does have that versatility. It can be ran special, physical, against rocks, it gets meteor mash. It's just so many options. Choice band, scarf. If I want to run trick and scarf, bulkier mon, I could do that. So it's just a really good versatile mon overall, and the design is dope. So
That's,
it's a really cool mon to have.
yeah. It also has a very big variety of moves that it can use. It has so many
Yeah.
things.
And stat priority is really
Yeah, indeed. Stab priority is amazing. Bullet Punch Bullet Punch is one of my favorite moves. It's so good. The Meteor Mash possibly getting the attack boost is also really nice.
And
It
it's
has
just
agility set up, pursuit as well.
plus agility plus weakness policy is a set that could flip a game.
Yeah, I've seen that many times. It's a very cool build.
And
It
not
just
to mention
has
it's a
has
bulky
so
boy
much.
too. Very bulky boy, depending
Very
on what
very
spread
bulky.
out.
It's a very physically bulky boy. Can definitely take a bunch of hits. So I mean,
believe
even
it gets
that's
agility also.
what?
Doesn't it get agility also?
Yeah, I think we mentioned that, right?
Yeah, agility.
Agility.
Yeah,
Oh,
agility.
never mind.
No problem. It's just overall, it has overall really good variety of movesets. It's strong one, definitely really
Especially
strong one.
for tier 3. I think that's
Especially
my
tier 3.
Jirachi replacement. Although Jirachi I feel is a lot better. Metagross does the job fairly
Yeah.
well.
You actually does some different things like wish patching and a few other things as well. But there are definitely some similarities in these two mounts. They do some of the things they do are a bit the same. They do have some similar sets, but definitely very nice. That very nice Pokemon. Moving on, we're going a bit further down. You drafted Umbreon. Oh boy.
So actually this is gonna be my first time using Umbreon. I've never used it before. I know that people call it Dumbreon and other stuff like that because of the ridiculous bulk that it has. I'm gonna go out and say I'm just gonna say that I believe Umbreon is one of the better wish passers in all Pokemon, just because of the bulk it has. It just doesn't die unless you're like a fairy. Fairy types just kind of shut it down. I do have options for it, toxic and stuff like that, but Umbreon really great. Really great dark type, bulky dark type, fits my team fairly well as well as I am going for more of a bulky offensive team. Just having a cleric to wish pass and to mana fee. If I do need mana fee later on in the match, I can just wish pass into that, or I can even heal bell, just in case of something like Metagross gets burned, or like we were talking about the Venusaur being physically offensive. If that gets burned, I can easily get a wish off on that. I mean, a heal bell off on that. It's just a really good cleric as well. Foul play, just it's not the move versatility isn't the greatest, but it does its job really well, as it is one of the better wish passers in all of draft.
That is true. That's not too much interesting stuff to talk about with this mod. It people really know what it does. It stalls. It does its thing, and it does its thing well. That's the thing. It does it really well, of course. There's not really not much to talk about with this mod. As Moonlight sits there, it doesn't die. This thing does not die, as you said. I'm trying not to be too biased here, but it is my most hated Pokemon in the game, so I'm gonna have fun fighting this. I mean, I kind of have a perfect answer to this myself, so it's not too big of a problem, but it is an annoying mon. It is. I mean, yeah. I think we move on to the next one. There's not much to talk about on Umbreon. It's just it does its thing. Well, we have Buzzwole. There's a bit more.
All right, so Buzzwole, big flex, strong man himself. I didn't know what tier 2 I wanted. I was looking around at all the tier 2s. I didn't really see one that fit my team really well, but I did know I wanted to get a fighting type to complete like a psychic, dark, and fighting core that I had going on between Metagross and Umbreon. So getting the fighting type wouldn't have been bad. Conkeldurr was there as well as an option. Buzzwole there too, but I needed as my team is fairly weak to ground outside of Tornadus. I felt like getting the ground resist and also something that gets something like the ability Beast Boost. Beast Boost is a really great ability, could change the game just like that. And just having that option is really nice. Buzzwole is really good, hits really hard on the physically attacking side. It can't take a special hit for crap, like it's just but the weaknesses, it does share weaknesses with Venusaur in the fact that it's weak to psychic, and well, it's weak to more than one thing, but those are like the two main weaknesses, flying and psychic for Buzzwole. But I do have Metagross there, so I feel like that's a really good pairing. Buzzwole gets really good options, Drain Punch, gets all the elemental punches, I believe. Poison Jab for fairies, Roost if I run a Roost up. I do believe it gets Taunt, Leech Life. So it just has really nice options. Really bulky boy on the physical side, not so much on the spatial side. So it fits my team. And yeah.
Yeah. The only move it doesn't get is the Fire Punch. It gets Thunder and Ice Punch.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's no Fire Punch. But yes, this thing hits like this thing hits like a truck. It does. Base 139. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. And yeah, decent move pool. Also gets Poison Jab for the pesky fairy types. You can swap into it. Yeah, it's overall really nice mon. Only thing is being just under 80 speed can be a problem sometimes. But apart
Yeah,
from that, it does have some good stuff. It can yeah, it's there. It has a nice physical bulk too. Don't downplay the physical bulk. It will take physical hits all day.
yeah. It and with Beast Boost, it
And
just has
another thing
sweet.
is it also gets roost, which is super nice. It has access to roost for the recovery, so it can be played as a physical wall with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you can play like roost, power up punch, stuff like that. Have a good time. Taunt,
Toxic, protect.
yeah, protect. It gets taunt too. So yeah, overall really solid. Get some of them good moves. Yeah. Do you want to move on to the next one? Anyone have something to say?
I just know that my boy's gonna be flexing out there.
Yeah, gonna
That's
be
about it.
flexing on them haters. Well, next up we have a mon that I drafted in my last draft, Diancie.
Diancie is a great mon.
Yeah.
It's just now the fact that it's so slow does hold it back, but it takes hits like really well. And Diancie, I've had it in another league. It did really well. Had a couple of kills with it. Got creative with a couple of sets as well. It has options. Moonblast is a really great move. Stuff Rocker. You can get screens up if you want to. Diamond Storm is a really nice move. Though, like again, it's quad weak to steel, which kind of sucks, and it's slow. So I do have Metagross there and Manaphy there to take steel hits, but the fact that it's so slow is going to be a bit of a downfall for it. But it does get Trick Room, so Trick Room is an option I could easily run, especially with the other mons I have on my team like Venusaur, Buzzwole. If I want to run bulkier Manaphy and not run as much speed, I can run Trick Room Diancie and go from there. Specs Diancie is a pretty good threat as well. I ran a weakness policy set, weakness policy rock polish set before, so it's just you could get really creative with Diancie. It just all depends on how you use it, and it's also it gets heal bell, so it could be a cleric as well.
Yes. I remember I used a set with it that was I used a Red Sleep Talk set with Calm Mind and Moonblast. That was really fun. Great set as well. Yeah, it's a nice, very bulky mon. Has some power behind the bulk as well. I'm a really big fan of Diancie. It's a really nice mon.
Yeah, it's one of the more underrated fairies.
Yes, it also has the stealth rock support, which is amazing. Can set up them rocks. Yeah, I mean there's not much to say. It has great moves overall. As much as the steel defense, I mean the steel weakness sucks. There are ways to play around it. So it shouldn't be too big of a problem with all that. I do see that we're taking quite a long time, so I think we move on. Next up, we have the Drampa.
All right, so tier 5 Drampa, I believe is a steal. Drampa is so cool. The fact that it gets 3 great abilities, in my opinion. Cloud9 if I do face weather teams, Berserk is a great one, and Sap Sipper if I do need to switch into grass types. All 3 great abilities. It's slow again, but it does hit hard. Berserk, if I do get the Berserk boost, it hits hard. Specs is an option. Calm Mind is an option as well. It gets reliable recovery and roost. And it's just a really good dragon. I feel like it's one of the more underrated ones, especially for tier 5. As a great value pick. So it's not bad. It's just I don't know why people sleep on it. Like Drampa can be so cool.
Yeah.
It just has so many options. Glare. If I want to run bulkier, I could have Tailwind support. Roost, like I mentioned before, it's just really good overall.
I can definitely take advantage of your Diancie's Trick Room.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah. And it also gets defog, which is really
I was gonna mention defog. it gets debug, which is super nice. It has so much variety, so many moves it can use. It's just there's a lot of good stuff about this mon. I do think tier 5 is a steal, and it might be moving up soon. I think because this is a pretty underrated mon.
Yeah, it's very versatile.
Yeah, it's really solid overall. I think people mostly sleep on it because of the speed. The speed is a bit oof.
Like Wormpal mentioned, I could abuse the trick room with this thing and have specs on this hyper voice. Just so many. It just
hurt. It'll hurt.
It also completes a core of mine, Fairy Dragon Steel. I just realized
it does complete a sport. Next, you went with another tier 5, big ol' Rotom.
Yeah. So my idea would again, John and my boy George helped me with this pick. Now I was pretty weak to ground still being a weakness of mine. Flying also being a weakness. Having something to switch into flying hits would be nice as well. And Rotom just a really good mon overall, especially for tier 5 value. Eviolite, I can run Scarf Trick. That's options. Will-O-Wisp user Defogger, Volt Switch, so it gives me Volt Turn options between Tornadus and Rotom. Hex, if I want to run Will-O-Wisp Hex, something like that. It's just a pretty decent, solid mon, if I do say so myself. It's I don't know. It's definitely not the worst Rotom form, but it's not the best. So the fact that it does take advantage of Eviolite and it is weak to knockoff is a bit of a problem, but it gives me a decent speed tier, especially if I slap a Scarf on it. So Rotom, it was an iffy pick for me, but I feel like I could do some things with it.
Oh, do you want to take some shots? What is the worst Rotom form? Do you want to take shots? Because we know there's in your conference here, every single person has a Rotom form. Are you about to take these shots?
We should just change the name to the Rotom division.
The Rotom, exactly.
Rotom division.
I would say the worst would probably be Fan.
Oh.
Fan is I'm not gonna say it's bad either because I used it before and it did pretty well. I would just say it's the worst because of the fact that it's a flying type with Levitate. It doesn't.
It's better than one of the more weird ones. I will agree. It's very strange. But yeah, there's not too much to say about Rotom. It does its thing. It's there, doing the thing, doing Will-O-Wisping, Volt Switching, doing the stuff.
I feel like no Rotom forms are really bad. It's just
yeah. I mean, there's a reason all of them actually got drafted because they're not terrible by any means. I don't think they are.
I think the typing of regular Rotom just makes it a really good tier 5. I mean, it has 3 immunities, a lot of resists, only 2 weaknesses, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a very solid type. I think
one of the best tier 5s in my opinion.
I think it's one of the best ones too. It has 3 immunities as well, which is also solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only 2 weaknesses. Resist quite a lot. It's very good. It's really good. It's really good. I do agree. I mean, for this not to take too long, I think we move on. Flygon.
So guys might be thinking that I already have a dragon type in Drampa. I didn't know where to go. I just wanted to spend up some of my points, and Flygon was there. Flygon, although it is another dragon and it does create weaknesses between Drampa and itself, Flygon and Drampa are 2 completely different dragons. Flygon gives me speed, it gives me more power in terms of attacking, physical attack, and Flygon can be ran both ways. It gives me another Levitate user, and the fact that I have a lot of grounded mons, being able to have, that's 1, 2, 3 immunities to the ground, that's really nice. And it's just a really good mon. Just base 100 speed gives me decent speed tier again. A lot of my mons are fairly slow. And just having that option is there. U-turn, defog, just a really great support mon for my team. And the fact that I could slap a band, a scarf, specs even, it does get special moves as well. It's just a really, really great versatile mon, especially for the tier it's in.
Yes, I think this is also one of the better tier 3 Pokemon that is in here. It's very, very solid. I mean, yeah, it does its thing. It's very versatile as well, as you did mention. It has quite a lot of moves.
I forgot they gave us in Dragon Dance.
Yeah, it's also got U-turn. Also got defog, to mention if it's needed.
A roost if I want to recover. It's just really great versatility.
Very, 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 very nice. Wait, it doesn't get roost though, does it? No.
It does get roost.
It does? Can't find. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I see it. Okay, there you go. My bad.
Tailwind. If I run if I want to run Tailwind support, I can do that as well.
Yeah, more Tailwind support. You have a lot of Tailwind mons actually. You have a lot of speed control. You have Tailwind. You have Trick Rooming. You have some solid speed control. Well, we have one left to go through. The garbage himself, Garbodor.
All right, so garbage. Originally, I wanted Quillfish, but that was taken. I think it was taken the pick right before me. If I'm not, it was taken a couple of picks before me. I think it was right before me though.
It was. I'm not too sure. It was almost right before. It was taken right after I took Goslord, which was the second to last round.
So Quillfish, I wanted it to be my Intimidate mon with access to spikes and toxic spikes, and just I didn't have Intimidate on this team, which might be a downfall in terms of me facing physical attackers. But I do have I have mons that can take physical hits, so it's not much of a worry. Garbodor was there, so I just decided why not take it. It does present another psychic type, but again, I do have Metagross, Umbreon to deal with psychic types, and the fact that I do have 3 ground immunities, Garbodor's weaknesses are pretty much covered with my team, and the fact that it does get spikes, toxic spikes, and it also is something that could switch into fairies is really, really nice.
Yeah, Garbodor is a nice low tier mon. I think this is a great tier 5 mon as well. One of the better ones. It does its thing. Garbodor is one of my love Pokemon. People trash on it a lot, but I'm here to defend my boy.
Yeah. Garbodor is not bad at all.
I like this one. Also gets Infestation to lock in Pokemon. I mean other opponents, which is nice. Again, is this thing even this thing gets Rain Dance out here. Curse if it gets Haze, so no setting ups happening.
Yeah, Haze and what's that other move? I think it's like Clear Smog. Does it get? It does.
Yeah, it does get Clear Smog. Yeah.
Stab Gunk Shot is really nice too.
But when you're against steel types, it's nice to have Haze as well for option.
Especially the setup steel types.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gets Giga Drain Punch. It gets some recovery. Gets Pain Split. Can recycle if you're into recycling berries with Curse. Yeah, overall pretty nice. Rest Sleep Talk is also an option with this thing.
I just wish you got better abilities. I mean, Aftermath isn't bad, just in case if I need like a late game situation and like chip damage on something.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all. But
abilities is really, I think abilities is what drags it down mostly. If it had better abilities, it could easily be tier 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's your draft. We have the whole draft here. It's looking pretty spicy. Any last remarks anyone has to say about the whole team?
I think it's one of the better teams in the league, honestly. Something I would very likely draft myself.
I think so too. I agree. This is a better team. It's one of the better ones.
I believe you also have 40 points left from the draft, so you can definitely have a lot of options
Yeah, so
for
yeah,
transactions.
yeah, he does have 40 left,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the best teams in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you heard it here, people. Let's I mean, let's see what the power rankers have to say when it's
And
time for
before-
that. Are they
and
gonna
before
roast
I
him?
go,
Are they gonna agree? Who
I'm gonna
knows?
go 0-12.
About
I'm
to
not
go
even gonna
1-12.
win a game.
You heard it here first.
The only thing I'm missing from the team is maybe a sticky web setter because he has a lot of Pokemon around the
Yeah,
80 to 100 speed tier, which
that
would
might
love.
be the
sticky
only
webs.
really thing. Is sticky web. I don't think Boswell gets that.
No.
I could only imagine.
Boswell setting up some webs. I don't think it does. Yeah, there's no webs to be found here. It actually doesn't have that many bug type moves. There's Leech Life, Bug Bite, and Lunge, and Fell Stinger. 4 moves.
I feel like Leech Life is the only one it needs though. Like
Yeah,
a lot of Buzzwolves, they don't really run like bug coverage because Drain Punch is there, and then you have like Roost and stuff like that. So like bug coverage is only there if you are facing like a Psychic type, and
I mean-
even then you don't really stay in on a.
Lunge can be okay. It's not that bad of a move, but I would prefer Leech Life probably.
Yeah, just having the ability to recover is really nice.
Yeah. Well, I think we should move on now to the next person. So the next person we have here is Aaron. What's up, dude? We have your draft here on the
Hey.
screen now. Looking pretty spicy. Interesting. Very interesting. So let me get your
Interesting indeed.
yes. So let me get your shortage up here. Let's find your Pokemon. So the first one, Landorus T. You drafted Lando, Big Man Lando T. That's number 15 person. What are you got to say about Lando?
First of all, I am surprised it came to me.
I am too. I did not expect Landorus to go that far. At all.
Is, in my opinion, one of the best draft league Pokemon there is.
I
It
would-
can do so much. It can defog, can put up rocks, can sweep, can be defensive. An amazing ability in Intimidate.
yes,
Its coverage is insane.
it indeed it
It
does a
could
lot.
be. It could be even a Calm Mind setter, a Calm Mind sweeper, special.
Yes, it can. It indeed can.
It
yeah,
can do
this,
so many things, and that's why I mostly pick it.
yeah, it gets knockoff, gets stealth rock, defog, U-turn, all these good moves. It gets so much good stuff. Bulk up, setup as well. Sword stance. It also has rock polish. So much setup, so much. So good defensive as well with with intimidate. It's just a really nice mon. It's really strong. I'm really surprised it went that far. To be
Me
honest.
too. Yeah.
But yeah, it did, and you got it almost towards the end of round 1 even. It's usually drafted pretty early round 1. I see, very often.
Yeah.
But yeah, Landorus, solid start to the draft. You were very close to the wheel pick, so you chose
Yeah.
Jirachi coming up next. Big ol' Jirachi.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want Jirachi at first. I wanted Manaphy,
Oh.
which is kind of fun.
Oh
What?
wow!
Wait, what? All right, well, sure.
But then I thought, why don't I pick Jirachi? Because he's the flinch god.
The Flinch God.
as you all
What's up?
know, it gives me a well, it's not ball turn because it doesn't get ball switch. It has U-turn as well. It gives
Yeah.
me another stealth rocker, a base 100 across the board mon. Can be physically offensive or specially offensive. It can do so much. Can be a wish passer, where Manaphy only can do half of those things.
Oh, your mana piece getting roasted, dude.
We'll see when Manaphy gets
Ooh.
that tail goal sleeve. You know,
Oh.
it's just
But yeah, it has all the elemental punches as well out there. Drain punch too. Both it's really good both specially and
And
physically offensive.
it also have Doom Desire, my favorite set in Raj.
Doom Desire, my guy. I can't wait to see you pull that off. Oh man.
Just
yeah,
wait.
it's good band, it's good scarf, it's good. It's called specs as well.
Specs.
It does it all. It kind of does it all. Rest sleep talk is also a thing, even though it's one of their worst sets because wish is much better, but it is there. It is there. Yeah. Overall, really good man. It got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good things it can do.
Indeed, it has.
Yeah. Next up, we go to the next 2 rounds. You got Suicune. I assume because Manaphy got picked, you went with another water type. Talk to me about this Suicune.
This mon is bulky as fuck.
Agreed.
Incredible defenses. A decent special attack with a decent speed stat. Mostly you see it running the Crocun set, Combined, Scald, Rest, Sleep Talk.
Yep.
It also gets some coverage moves that you wouldn't normally see, like Air Slash for those grass types. Mostly someone that has a Mega Venusaur. Not sure.
I wonder who that could be.
It also gets Mirror Coat, so super effective moves, bounce back.
Yeah. It also gets extra sensory for that pesky Venusaur.
Why Venusaur? There's so
well,
many other.
I don't know. He mentioned Venusaur before, so I just went with it. Of course, it gets Calm Mind. Calm Mind is a popular set on this thing. You even get Tailwind as well for the speed control.
It could also stall some people with Sub Toxic and Protect.
Sub Toxic, yep. Good stall options. If you're that type of person. Yeah, I guess Signal Beam, which is a cool little move as well. Yeah, it's very solid, very solid what it does. It's not that versatile, but what it does really well.
Most def one of the best water types.
Definitely one of the best.
I think it's the staple of bulky water types.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
When you think of bulky water types, you think of Suicune.
Yeah,
like it does its job.
The first 2 mons that come to my head for bulky water type is probably Suicune and Toxapex. Those are the first 2 Pokemon I think of.
The only thing I don't like about Suicune is no recover. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's really the only thing keeping it from being tier 1 is the no recovery. I think if it had a recovery option, like just recover, it would probably be tier 1.
It does have rest.
I mean, yeah, it has rest. But, I mean, rest sleep talk is a thing. It's a thing on Suicune. Rest sleep talk. With like Scald and something else. So
Yeah, I think there are very few like very good counters to Suicune because if you have like the rest sleep talk set with Calm Mind, that allows it to beat some grass and electric types
yeah,
because it's so bulky.
Yeah.
The way you beat Suicune is by using Roar or Whirlwind. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
yeah, or haze.
Or
But,
even
but if
if
it
you
has
get
substitute,
Toxic
you're
Spike.
not. I mean, if you can get a I mean, if you can get a toxic off before substitutes, then you're pretty golden. Because it doesn't itself, it does not have a move to get rid of it, I believe.
Or even Toxic Spikes.
Yeah, even toxic spikes. Toxic spikes
Yeah.
is the best thing you can do to against the Suicune. But another really fun
But
fact
there
is
is rest
that
though, so
another fun fact about it is that he gets all the weather conditions. He gets sunny day, rain
Yeah.
dance, and sandstorm.
hail.
And hail.
Yeah, it also gets hail. Yeah, hail and hail. It gets everything. If you want to do it, it gets everything. It's pretty funny. Coming next, you went with the big pseudo upper Lola, Kumo. Big old Kumo. What's up?
Yeah. I first of all I wanted a dragon type. So I was looking in tier 2. I saw Haxorus, not interested. Hydreigon could be a good addition, but I think it was picked when it got to me.
Yeah, I think it was. I
So
wanted Hydreigon myself, but yeah, nope. Good snipe.
so I said no. And I don't wanted a lower tier dragon. So I chose Komodo. I have some experience with Komodo before because in another league it was a semi-verse league where my team was Landorus Tyrion, Manaphy, Komodo.
So you drafted this before.
So yeah,
Oh, interesting.
which my mega in that team was Houndoom. So I wanted to mix that team up
See,
a little bit, so I chose Como again. It gets bulk up, Dragon Dance. It can even be defensive with rocks. Can be physically offensive or specially offensive.
that's
Has great coverage.
yeah. It has a lot of moves. It also has autotomize.
Autotomize.
It has belly drum as well
Yeah.
to buff up that attack all the way. You can run mixed with the work up. I don't think that's seen very often.
Yeah.
It's
Clanging scales also.
yeah, clanging scales is super cool. It's a very nice move. This signature move of this mon. Gets focus blast for that special side. Fairy types is a
Poison
problem.
jab and
Fairy types can't
poison
be
jab and
yes,
flash cannon for favorite types.
indeed. It
It has pretty great ability.
And great
yes,
ability.
great ability as well. Bulletproof, soundproof is all really news, and overcoat is also a decent thing.
So if you ever
playing.
need to switch into a hyper voice from Gardevoir,
Yeah, you're good to go.
soundproof.
You're good to go.
Maybe from a Sylveon, because not to spoil ahead.
Oh wait, I just realized this team. Why did I say Gardevoir? Maybe Sylveon.
Yeah, he has it himself. That's funny. But yeah, this thing does as well. You can run defensive with Dragon Tail, do some good things. Yeah, you even get taunt. You can taunt some things. Overall, solid.
Cabal.
Yeah, defensive Kamo. You haven't seen that before?
No, I said I love using it.
Oh yeah, it's very nice. Base 25 defense and base 105 special defense. It's not that terrible at all. You can definitely put in some work. I think it also gets all the elemental punches. Yes, it does. It gets all the elemental punches. Aqua Tail is a nice move. Drain Punch is there. Stealth Fox, as was mentioned, superpower, big damage. So yeah, it's a really nice mon. We on to the next rounds. We move into Muck, Alolan Muck. Big boy Alolan Muck.
I chose Alolan Mog because it's bulky. It has great synergy with Lando T and my other picks, except for Jirachi because they share a ground weakness. But that covers up the ghost weakness and the dark weakness in Jirachi. It gives me a reliable knockoff user with stab. It can be a course set. It can have a berry with recycle.
Yes, it's also one of the better assault vest users in the game. I think so.
I agree with that.
It has some really solid assault vesting with some nice pursuit.
I think it may be the best pursuit trapper in the game.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
That's
Alamog is just, it's so good sitting at only one single weakness in the game to have.
I think I might say Muck is. I would say another good one is like Weavile is the best pursuit trapper. Or
Yeah,
maybe even
Weavile
Bisharp.
is also probably one of the strongest ones.
I like Bisharp.
I think
too,
what makes Muk so good it is because it's so bulky and can actually switch into most psychic types. And the only weakness being ground, I think very few psychic types get ground coverage except for maybe hidden power.
Yeah,
so yeah,
which makes it
Yeah,
so
I get
solid.
what you mean.
Apart from that, it also gets again. This one also gets all the elemental punches. This is also notable. Gets coverage for a lot of things. Both on the special side and on the non-special side. Gets a lot of coverage.
And it's immune to Prankster.
Yes, that too. It's immune to Prankster.
I always forget that.
Yeah, it's immune to Prankster, which makes it very solid. I mean, even more so solid than it already is.
And in Aaron's own league, I have Muck, and Curse Muck is absolutely. I love that. I love that set. I love it even more than AV. If I'm being Curse Alolan Muck is really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of Muck is very. It's a very nice mon. I don't think there's much else to say. It gets knockoff as well. Also one of the better knockoffers.
Poison Plate's a pretty good ability too. Just being
Yeah.
able to poison things as you touch.
Indeed. Also gets clear smog. It's also something to note. A little bit of clear smog. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about Muck Boy. Next we have Porygon 2. Oh boy. Big old Porygon 2. Talk to
With
me.
this pick, you might think my draft is going to go to stall.
Yeah,
but
it does seem bit that way at this point.
Because Suicune, Alolan Muk, and Porygon 2. What
Yeah.
mon is going to break that?
And also Jirachi.
And Jirachi. What mon is going to break that?
Not many. There's not much that's breaking all of that. There might not be anything.
It has three great abilities in adaptability. I think it gets. Not sure.
It gets trace, it gets
Trace,
analytic, and download.
analytic, and download. Yeah,
Yeah.
those three are usable. It
Yeah.
can be a trapper to. I can bring it into magnet pool mons and trap them. Mostly magnet zone and magnetone. I could use that ability trace to copy beast boost even or flash fire, water absorb, bolt absorb, something to take hits, regen. It gets reliable recovery.
It does. Recover
It
is
gets nasty plot. Nasty plot also. Can be offensive, defensive, very bulky with Eviolite.
very, very bulky.
It gets lock on sub cannon.
Lock on Zap Cannon, my favorite. Solid.
Try attack, ice beam.
Tri attack is
Thunderbolt.
Tri attack is one of my favorite moves. I love Tri attack so much. I wish more Pokemon got that move, but sadly there's not many who has access to Tri attack.
Magic code to bounce back the hazards or toxic. It gets
That's
foul play also.
Yeah, I guess foul play. That's not. I mean, there's not too much to talk about with this mon. It does
Yeah.
what it does really well. It has Thunderbolt, Psychic Shadow Ball, Ice Beam. Very good variety in the moves.
I feel like you're almost
It also
limited
gets-
to Eviolite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of luck to Evilite. If you don't have Evilite, you're kind of screwed on this. I mean, not completely because the stats are still. It still has really good stats. I mean, it has
It also
okay. It,
gets
has,
course.
it does.
So
It does indeed.
maybe a course return set.
Could be,
Physical Paragon 2.
possibly.
He's
Go for it.
cooking up some heat.
Cooking out some heat
I
here.
love-
Well, talking about Trace, we have something similar going on here. The next month, Ditto. Very kind of similar to Trace with the Transform. In a way, you just become the whole mon, but you still get the ability. So what about Ditto?
This mon only does one thing, and it's copy other mon.
Yeah, there's not too much to talk about with Ditto. We know
Yeah,
people know what it does. You copy another mon, really.
Yeah, it prevents sweeps
Yeah,
and can counter sweep the team back.
indeed. No.
I don't know. I was tempted to make Ditto also a C captain because if I bring Ditto for a specific type of mon with the sea crystal, for example, I bring
You bring what?
there is a Mega Mobile. I bring Stellium Sea. I
Yeah.
copy that Mega Mobile and I have a huge power Mega Mobile with Stellium Sea Iron.
Oof.
And because I am not locked, if it has Source Dance, I can boost my stats.
Yeah. Ditto is very interesting.
Yeah,
There's not too much to say about it. But it is cool to note that you can copy a mega and then have an item as that mega, which is a very cool perk to have. Next you have a good old regular Ninetales.
this is where my draft is going is turning into another side.
Yeah.
This was not my plan at all.
Oh, did you get sniped? Or what happened?
My plan, it all came down with the mega debate. It all went downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I had to rethink my draft. So I said, fuck it, why not I use Sun? So I picked up regular Ninetales. It has great speed at 100. It's very bulky, especially at also 100. It can set up with Nasty Plot, Calm Mind.
Yeah.
It has the only ability that I will use, I think, in Drought.
Yeah. I mean, Flashfire has its niche as well.
Yeah,
Can be
it
used.
has its uses, but mostly I will use Drought.
Yeah.
It gets Solar Beam, and the best stuff is Sun boosted fire moves.
Yeah.
Those are going to do so much damage, and more if it's boosted.
Yeah. Indeed. I mean, it doesn't have that great. It doesn't have that great variety. Uh, it gets Dark Pulse. It gets Energy Ball as well. But Solar Beam is most of the time Solar Beam is just better.
Yeah.
Calm Mind, as you said, it has extra sensory, which is a pretty cool move to have. And apart from that, there's not too much else to really touch on here.
I think it gets Inferno. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Don't think so. No, it does not. No Inferno. Oh, it does. It gets it from Ninetales. I mean, from Vulpix before pre-evolution. It does get it, yeah.
I have a fun set with that move. Originally done in a Mismagius. That is Telekinesis Inferno.
Oh, spicy. Spicy.
Inferno
moves.
has 50% accuracy. So, and telekinesis makes you that all the moves hit, and Inferno gives 100% burns.
Yeah.
So there is some cool sets that I.
That is a pretty cool set. That sounds very interesting. Can't wait to see if you pull that out in here. Okay, yeah. We don't have much left. Now we have Rotom Frost. Take all Rotom Frost. Your Rotom off this place here. So what is going on with this fridge?
I wanted a Rotom. I was between Rotom Fan and Rotom Frost. What I usually do is that to build my team, I see the weaknesses and the resistances of each mon individually and together, so that the final draft doesn't have any weaknesses. And I saw Rotom Fan didn't belong here, so I chose Rotom. it gives me another bulky mon. It gives me Bolt Switch to pair with Landorus and Jurashi's U-turn. So I have a mini Boltron core. It gets Blizzard as quote-unquote signature move. Shadow Ball, Hex, same stuff. It can even copy some stat boosts with Snatch, Pain Split, Defog. It can do a lot of indeed.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a nice. I see it often as some status setting because it has both Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, and Thunderwave.
Yeah.
People often use it with that. It also gets defog for extra defog support. It has Pain Split. I think it's the only type of somewhat recovery it has, apart from rest.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Rotom before. It gets pretty much the same moves as Rotom. Only really gets extra as it gets Blizzard. Apart from that, it really has the same moves as Rotom has, but it has different stats. They're all very similar in a way. They all have the same moves, except the really big difference are typings and that extra move they get.
And stats. They are different in stats.
Yeah,
the Rotom forms are more bulky than regular Rotom.
Yeah, Heat, Wash, Frost.
Rotom,
Heat, Wash, Frost, Fan, and Mow all have the same stats. Base Rotom does not have the same stats.
Yeah.
So that's not too much different on all of them. So the next Rotom we get to is probably not gonna be talked so much about, I think, because they're all really kind of the same. I mean, they do different things for the team. In this case, it's more of a bulky thing.
Yeah.
That sets up that does some defogging. Maybe it has some screen setuping happen. Sets some status, all that kind of stuff. Next, you drafted Leafeon. Another. What is that? Tier 5? I think it was.
Yeah. Tier 5.
Tier 5. Another tier 5. So, Leafeon. Tell me about it.
This is my Chlorophyll Sweeper.
Oh, Sweeper.
Yeah. It gets Sword Dance, Leaf Blade, Knockoff. It can be bulky. It has a whopping 130 base defense, which is mostly overlooked.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is one of the fastest, if not the fastest, chlorophyll user, I think. Not sure. At 95 base speed.
It might be. I'm not sure actually either.
No, there are a couple faster. Jumpluff and Whimsicott.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, those are a bit faster. Yeah, there's not many too fast chlorophyll users. How fast is Leavanny?
93, I think.
93, yeah. Probably.
And Leafeon is 95.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much.
This month I just took it to pair with Ninetales.
Yeah,
with a little stun core.
I can see that. It also has Heal Bell. Gets knockoff too.
Yeah.
It's always good to mention knockoff because knockoff is one of the best moves in the game. Yeah, it does its thing with some nice sword stancing and sword stance, leaf blade, Accessor, all these moves here. Yeah, knockoff.
Aerial Ace. Also.
Yeah, Aerial Ace. Really solid. That's not too much to touch.
Yeah, I think it gets dig for those fire types.
Yeah, but it's. I don't think. No, I don't even think it does. Oh, this Eevee. Can Eevee land dig?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
probably. But yeah,
So
it's pretty solid.
it's not the best
It's not very
in
versatile.
what it, yeah, it's not the best, but it does well what
Yeah,
which is
and then I mean we have your last mon. Finally got around to get your mega, and
yeah.
we had Gardevoir. As we did mention that earlier. You have Mega Gardevoir.
I originally wanted Mega Pinsir,
Yes,
and
I know that much.
The team was very different.
Yeah, they're very different. These
This,
two.
yeah,
Um.
because my fairy type in my original team was Aromatisse.
Oh.
It everything changed.
Yeah.
Only
Everything
four
changed.
only 4 months were the same, which were the first four: Lando, Suicune, Jirachi, and Como. Those were the only ones that were the same.
Yeah.
But then I lost a bet, and I have to pick
uh. Yeah.
Magadabor.
Yeah. Okay, but we need to talk about Mega Gardevoir anyways.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Hypervoice, Pixelate Hypervoice. That's
Yeah.
everything.
That's really all it does. I mean, it also has it's a nice
So,
trick room.
yeah, nice support with Wish. It can also be
Calm
can
Mind.
also use Heal Bell, Calm Mind, Destiny Bond.
Yeah.
It has priority in Shadow Sneak.
It has some decent variety moves. It has Thunderbolt, it has Energy Ball, Focus Blast,
Shadow Ball, Moonblast.
It can also be a status setup where it has Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, and Toxic.
And Hypnosis.
It can do screen setup as well. Very solid screen setter. Yeah. It can taunt. That's also a thing to note. It's an overall really nice mon. It's very strong for what it does.
Yeah, mainly my special wall breaker of the team.
Yeah. I mean, I'm facing you in the first match, so that's gonna be fun.
We faced each other week 1.
Yeah, we've been facing each other week 1. Did you not see that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the two of us. We battle week 1.
You should weaken him up so he isn't a threat in our division.
We'll see. So that's your whole draft. Is there any more to mention about something that wasn't mentioned earlier or anything?
Well, it's slow.
That's it. It is slow. You have
have a lot of Pokemon that can boost their speed, like Landorus with Rock Polish, Como, Dragon Dance.
Yeah, you also have some Tailwind users like Suicune that could happen. I mean, Ditto really is what it is. You have things to.
I'm just looking forward to Aaron using all his fun sets with Lock On and Zap Cannon.
Yeah, and
Telekinesis Inferno.
And his sweep Leafeon here. Chloroform Leafeon sweep. I'm looking forward to it.
You have some pretty good Z users as well. Landorus being one of the best Z users.
But yeah, we didn't mention the C users yet. Let's go to those. C users, you do have Lando and Rotom Frost. Lando is one of the best C users in the entire game.
I agree.
Probably.
It
just has the stab combination it has is really nice. With Fly C is always really devastating.
Yeah.
And then of course we have Earthquake C, the good old classic. Rhodium has a lot of good stuff too. It has a few different options that can be used. Definitely not terrible. Yeah, Sea Blizzard is pretty nice from it. Yeah, I don't think that's your draft. Should we move on to the last person here in the call?
Yep.
I think we should.
Me.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let me swap here. Boom. Stab into Viking Bolt with your coach of that, Warpal. What's up, dude?
First of all, I just want to say, beautiful team.
Beautiful team.
One of my favorites I ever drafted.
Okay, so you were pretty mid of the draft. You were right in the middle.
Pick, so yeah.
Literally right in the middle. And you started your draft off with a Diancie Mega.
Yeah. When we started the draft, I didn't really have a draft plan, so my plan was just to draft something once it got to my turn, and I just picked what I believed was the best Pokemon remaining, which was Mega Diancie. And I think this is almost like a Cure Black, where nothing really wants to switch into it because it has base 160 attack and special attack.
Yeah. There's not many. There's not much that swaps into this thing.
Oh, maybe only like a very bulky steel types, but it still gets Earth power for those.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also very bulky before Mega Evolving, so it can definitely switch in and take a few hits.
Definitely.
Magic Bounce, amazing ability, prevents Stealth Rocks and other status moves.
Also, like spikes, toxic spikes as well.
Really. And it gets Stealth Rock on of itself.
Yeah, it does get Stealth Rock, which is super nice. It gets Heal Bell for that sort of stuff. I mean, also it's also notable that it gains 60 speed upon Mega Evolving.
Yeah.
Which goes to 110, which is a great speed tier to be in.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even have to Mega Evolve if I don't want to. I can just use this as a defensive mon.
I think we have to Mega.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, I think we have to Mega turn 1, unless you swap out, like double out.
Okay.
I think so, at least, because that's the whole point of people being able to draft the regular version as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but it's still really, really solid.
Yeah. Also, Calm Mind boosts power even further.
Yeah, Calm Mind. Don't know what else to really say. I mean, it can Rock Polish as well to even boost up the speed even more. I don't think there's much else to say about it. It's super solid.
If you ever want to run a bulkier Calm Mind set, you could always slap Trick Room on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with 110 speed, I don't think you want a Trick Room. 110 base speed is a lot if you Trick Room.
I mean, it depends on how you build it.
I mean, that's true. I mean, the lowest it can hit is 202 speed. That's the lowest it hits. It can be pretty low. It can be pretty low if you lower it completely.
Yeah, but I can still use it to last like Trick Room for
from
other of my Pokemon.
Yeah. You can always go in Trick Room and then swap out to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Diancie Mega, super cool, man. Super really good. I wanted it myself, but god damn you.
I think it snapped a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so too. It's very good. I mean, it's just good. Yeah. Next, you got Salamence.
Salamence, yeah. I picked Salamence because I wanted to get a good Fairy Dragon Steel core. It's also a flying type, which is immune to ground, which Mega Diancie is weak to. So I think it's a pretty good pairing. Two very good abilities in Intimidate and Moxie. But you know, everyone knows what the Salmons does. Just Dragon Dance,
Yeah.
sweep everything.
Wreck house. Pretty
Yes.
much. Yeah, a lot of good moves. Overall, send headbutt, aquatail.
And this is also one of my C users, so I can go C fly to get flying type move.
C fly is a really common thing. It also has nice recovery with roost.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. It has a lot of good moves in variety as well. Can also be run pretty bulky. As a thing.
Special attack is also pretty high, so I can maybe go specially offensive one.
Yeah, specially offensive is also really good. Got flamethrower, going. Big old flamethrowers. Yeah. Got the hydro pump as well for some C hydro pumping.
Yeah, a lot of options with it being one of my C users.
Yeah, Salamence is a very nice C user. I do agree. Next round, you went with Tangrowth, a mod that I am very familiar with.
Yeah, Tangrowth is.
Oh,
I think everyone would say Tangrowth is one of the best tier 2s. And I knew that if I didn't pick it up now, I would not get it.
Most likely not.
It's super bulky, especially on the physical side. It very commonly run with Assault Vest, which makes it very bulky on the special side as well.
Yeah.
It has Regenerator to be able to recover health even if I do have Assault Vest. And if I don't, it gets access to Synthesis, I believe.
Yes, it does have Synthesis.
And Leech Seed also. It can do annoying bulky grass type things like Sleep Powder.
Yeah.
Knockoff.
Leech Seed.
Yeah, Leech Seed.
It's really good. I had it. It can also Infestation lock people in.
Oh yeah.
I had it in my own last draft. It's very good, very good. It saved me in a lot of situations. Just doing its thing. Obviously, anything that can have Assault Vest and has Regenerator is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. And this Tangrowth hits really hard, even if it's not invested in attack or special attack.
Oh yeah, it has,
because it has so high base power moves like Leaf Storm and Power Whip.
Yeah, it has really high power moves. It can hit with. Overall, amazing mon. Gets access to a lot of different things.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about the boy here? Anyone else that want to say something?
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I love Tangrowth, one of my favorite grass types. I love bulky grass types.
Bulky grass types I love. Pretty good. Yeah. Next up, you drafted Rotom Heat.
Yep, the best Rotom.
Oh,
at least the best so far.
I mean, yeah, the best we've talked about so far. I think there's one Rotom that's infinitely better, but yes, it's not here in this place.
Yeah. I mean, it's
I mean, yeah, we said before we had a lot of Rotoms here. Really, all it gets some extra is it gets heat. What's it? What is it? This thing gets
overheat.
Overheat, yeah, this gets overheat.
I think it is a pretty good partner for Mega Diancie because it 4 times resists steel.
Yeah.
And it can also Volt Switch into Mega Diancie.
That's true. It's very solid, and obviously levitate, so there's no 4 times weakness on the ground, which is amazing for it.
Yeah.
Levitate is really something this one got going for it. So that's really nice for Rotom Heat. There's not much to talk about. It gets all the same as what we talked about earlier for the other mons. Then we got Uxie or Uxie. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. People pronounce it differently.
Yes, Uxie. I don't really remember why I picked it, but it's just really solid mon. Amazing wall on both the physical and special sides.
Yeah, it's very bulky.
base 130 defense and special defense,
Yeah.
and pretty good speed here as well.
Yeah,
Can outspeed a lot of other defensive Pokemon.
Indeed. It gets Stealth Rock support, knockoff. It also has U-turn.
Yeah, the utility on Uxie is just amazing with the moves you mentioned, and Memento also, Heal Bell, screens, very good screen setter.
Really, indeed, it's very good. It has a lot of moves available for its move pool.
A lot of coverage moves also.
Yeah,
like all the elemental punches, I believe.
Yeah, it gets all of them. It does. It gets Thunderbolt. It gets Energy Ball. It gets Dazzling Gleam, Sidekick. You know, all these good moves. It can Calm Mind as well. To really buff up that special defense a lot.
Another Trick Room setter.
Yes, another Trick Room setter. Indeed, also really good at Trick Room setting. Can also
Thunder Wave with even more speed control.
Indeed. It's really solid, man. I don't know there's much else we can say. Foul Play is also a really cool move. Giga Drain gets that as well.
I like to think of Uxie as like a budget Mew. It's obviously not as good as Mew, but
yeah,
it's kind of similar. It can do so many different things.
Yeah, it's a bit of a budget Mew. I can agree with that.
Yeah,
it's very a lot of options available. Moving on. I'm surprised to see you drafted this that early. Seismitoad.
Seismitoad round 6.
Oh.
I don't think that's so early.
I think that is pretty early. Compared to the what is it? This sits here Formon, I think.
Yeah. I love Seismitoad. Seismitoad is pretty good. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's a reach. Getting the bulky water type is over.
Yeah, I mean I do like my boy Seismitoad. It does have a nice Poison Touch and Water Absorb, which is pretty decent abilities.
Yeah, only one weakness in Grass.
Yeah.
And I think that having multiple 4x weaknesses isn't that bad because your opponent can't run hidden powers for all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I have 3 of them in Megayancy, Salmons, and Seismitoad, so I don't have to worry that much about like random hidden power Grass from stuff, because they will most likely have hidden power for one of my higher tier Pokemon.
Yeah. It gets a lot of cool moves. Again, I can mention Infestation here, which is a solid move. You can lock in other water types and hit them with Grass Nuts.
Yeah. Another Stealth Rock user also. Knockoff.
Yeah. I think it's Focus Blast. Power. Straight up power. Yeah, it gets Drain Punch. Nice little also Stealth Rock and Knockoff again. Super solid to have. Always nice to have multiple of those. I don't know, is there anything else you want to really say? It's very mixed as well.
I think Seismitoad is probably just a weaker version of Swampert, but it's one tier lower, so I think it's actually a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's very nice too. I do like my boy Seismitoad, but it is surprising to see it go very early. I often see, if I see Seismitoad go, it's very late, like round 9, 8-ish.
Oh, wow.
If you ever wanted to, you could run a rain dance sweep Seismitoad.
Yeah,
that is true. You can even run that.
I'm probably gonna do that a few times, at least once.
Oh, we'll see. I'll watch out for it. I will watch out for it. Well, we can move on to the next one. You went with one and only Lucario.
Yeah. Shout out to Redikai for making me pick this. I really didn't look at Lucario before, but I think it's usually in tier 2, but for this league it was in tier 3.
Yeah.
So I think it's just big steal. Very good value for a tier 3 pick. It's very not very offensive, but pretty good attack and special attack stats. Good coverage. You can set up with both Sword Stance and Nasty Plot.
Yeah, and then it also has in whatever way you want to play it, you have a priority move in both ways, a Vacuum Wave and Bullet Punch.
And Extreme Speed also.
Yeah, it also has extreme speed, which is amazing. A really, really good move. It also has Calm Mind for the special setup and bulk up. It has a lot of setup available. It also has a lot of variety in the moves, so you can really run both ways easily.
Also, pretty good abilities like Justified gives me a pretty good switch into dark types.
Yeah, you can nice swap into possible knockoffs.
Yeah.
Like if you already lost your item, or if the item's not that important, it's a nice swap into those. Steadfast and Inner Focus are both really good to swap into a fake out, potential fake out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lucario. Very nice mon. I drafted this as well my last round. Very good. Very good.
Pretty good choice Scarfer also, I would say.
Yes, very nice choice Scarfer. Indeed. Also a nice choice band with extreme speed.
Yeah.
Available.
I guess also specs as well.
Yeah, and specs, even specs. It runs a lot everything. It's very versatile. Very, very versatile and solid. And add an amazing move pool along with that. Next, where are we moving on to now? Skuntank. My boy.
Yes, Skuntank.
Very underrated.
Yeah, I think so too. Skuntank is the only Pokemon on this team I have drafted before. It's pretty good for tier 4, I would say.
I think I would agree.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like Alolan Muck, just one tier lower again.
Yeah.
It gets some pretty good moves.
So it gets Defog, which is very nice.
Defog, yeah, that's one of the main reasons I picked it.
That is a big.
I always like having at least one hazard remover that isn't weak to rock.
Yeah, that is always something good to go for.
It doesn't get knockoff, which is kind of unfortunate, but
yeah, that would be probably a main reason why it's not higher than it is.
Yeah,
because it could knockoff would be really nice to have on this mon. But it does have taunt, so to stop some, so it's not set up bait. It also has.
It's a good pursuit trapper for the same reasons that Alolan Muck is a good pursuit trapper.
They're very similar Pokemon.
Yeah,
they do a lot of the same stuff. Foul play is also nice to have on this thing.
It gets pretty good fire coverage in both Fire Blast and Flamethrower too.
Yeah, gets both of those as well. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Very good mon. Also Snarl. Snarl can be a nice move.
Oh yeah.
Also the other only thing it doesn't have the recovery is also I think a problem for this thing.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Did we mention Sucker Punch?
No, we did not. Sucker Punch, yes.
Yeah, that's also very important.
Also Memento. As Memento.
Yes.
And I'm excited to see some explosion.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that too.
Yeah.
I think.
Gotta get that Memento up. Gotta get that explosion out here. Next, I'm surprised to see this go this late. But Starmie.
Starmie, yes. I think at this point I had 2 free picks remaining, and I had enough points to get either 2 tier 2s or 1 tier 1 and 1 tier 4. I looked at the tier 1 Pokemon remaining. I didn't really like any of them for my team. So I decided to go with 2 tier 2 Pokemons. I held Starmie as the first one. Pretty good fast rapid spinner. I think the main thing about this is it gets amazing coverage as well. We know Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Hydro Pump.
Yeah,
Grass Knot.
Gets a lot of
Dazzling
moves.
Gleam.
A lot of moves. A lot of good moves.
It's a great status absorber with natural cure. Also has analytic, which could give it a lot of extra power if something switches out, for example.
Yeah. Nice. Also has recover. Super good.
I could bring it as the bulky like a bulky rapid spinner with recover, for example.
Yeah. It can do it. It does a lot. It has tried. Yeah, it's out here. It's out here. It also has power gem.
Power gem. It does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does have power gem.
Mm.
Because Stardew gets power gem. And level up. So it does indeed have power gem. It can also run trick. Scarf trick. It's very nice.
Yeah. I love using that to cripple defensive Pokemon.
Yeah. It really screws them up a lot.
Yep. I think it's the fastest Pokemon on my team also. I needed something above the base 110 speed here.
Yeah.
That's also one reason I picked it.
Very, very nice Pokemon. Again, surprised to see it go that late because it's very good. But then again, you go with your other tier 2, the Mimikyu.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm also surprised to see Mimikyu go so late as well.
Yeah, it is very solid. Very solid.
Mm-hmm.
Very good ability.
Yeah, Disguise allows it to take any hit. Ghost Fairy, very good typing. 3 immunities. It can also take a few hits even after losing its Disguise because it has pretty good special defense in 105.
Yeah.
But the main thing this does is, of course, Sword Stance and Sweep, maybe with Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Shadow Sneak.
Wood Hammer.
Yeah, Wood Hammer.
Leech Life. It has a lot of options for moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mod that's really out here. Also, a String Punch. This mod is really out here.
Yeah.
Doing the good stuff. Shadow Sneak, priority. It's always really nice. Hitting that Sword Stance maybe 1 or twice.
Yeah. Also has some defensive options like Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave.
Yes, it does have status things going. Taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mod that's just really out here, trying to do the most, and we'll see if it will. It also gets Splash, so
Are we allowed to use moves like that?
What?
Are we? Wait, what did you say? Flash?
Splash.
Splash. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Splash. Well, up for your last mod of the draft, Audino.
Audino, yes.
A very nice little cleric.
Yeah, I think a lot of people overlook Audino because of Pokemon like Licky and Kangaskhan being in the same tier. Yeah. But both of those Pokemon were already drafted when it was my turn. So I got Audino. Mostly for the the wish support. But this also gives me a good regenerator course with Tangrowth.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wish, Heal Bell, that's pretty much all it does. Thunder Wave. Another Trick Room Setter.
Another Trick Room Setter. Very solid. Yeah, I mean, it gets a lot of variety moves too.
Yeah, I can go like offensive,
all sorts of moves.
Trick Room and Calm Mind. Fire Blast.
Really, really good, especially for the tier 10. Really great value. I love that pick. Every time I see somebody take Audino, I love that pick because it's one of the most underrated clerics in the game, and with the
I think so too.
Regenerator, it's just so good, especially for the tier value it has. Just so that's a great pick.
I love it too. I think it's a nice. I'm just talking here to Ollie here, telling him he can get in. Boy.
Ollie's here.
I mean, I have to get out and eat soon too. But we'll do Ollie here. Hello, Ollie. What's up, boy? I mean, so we have your whole draft now. We have here. Anything left to say? We have to see users Salamence and I think it was
Audino.
Yeah, Audino.
Yeah, for C users I obviously wanted Salamence because Seafly.
Yeah, Salamence is just too good to pass up on.
Yeah, and Audino was my only tier 5, so pretty much had to pick that.
Yeah,
But maybe I can bring a meme set one week. We'll see,
Maybe.
Odino.
Maybe. All right. Well,
Z
moving
Hillbell's
on.
pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
Z Hillbell, really good.
Seal Hillbell. Yep. Solid. Well, we have one last person here who just joined the call now.
Hello.
Some
Wait.
Wait.
I have one opinion about Wormpal's draft.
Oh, what's up? What do you want to say?
I'm happy because no side guard.
Where's that guy? Well, we have Saigat
Right.
coming up later.
I have another Dragon Dancer though, so
Yeah, another person drafted it. Of course.
Not in our division though.
Well, so Ollie,
All right.
let's start yours up here.
All right.
So let me get here to the start of your draft.
All right.
You drafted Weavile. Very first. No, wait, you were Alakazam. It was Alakazam Mega first.
Yeah. So, basically, going into this draft, I wanted to just get mostly mons that I've never used before and just try some new stuff. So I decided to start off my draft with a big offensive core and with Mega Alakazam and Weavile, and I just picked Mega Alakazam in the first round because I thought that would be more likely to go.
Yeah.
So
I
basically,
think so too.
Mega Alakazam, it's just a fast special hitter that dies to any hit. So it's a big glass cannon, pretty much.
I mean, it has pretty decent special defense. It can live a special defensive hit.
Yeah, but like
But
not from
physical
a
side,
huge
you
special
die.
attacker.
Well, on the physical side, you're dying.
I'm dying to like a quick attack.
You're dying to pursuit, pretty much. If you get pursuit trapped, it's over.
Exactly. But this thing gets really nice coverage on the special side. It basically gets all the coverage it needs. It's like Dazzling Gleam Energy Ball, Focus Blast, Psychic.
Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball.
Exactly. It doesn't get Thunderbolt.
But talking about pursuit trappers, you do have one of the best pursuit trappers yourself, Weavile.
Exactly.
So there you go. Cover it up.
Yeah, Weavile was another mon I really wanted to try because it's my favorite mon actually, but I've never tried it in draft. So yeah, I just always thought it was one of the worst tier ones that you could possibly pick. But I was thinking it formed such a nice offensive synergy with Alakazam.
Yeah, it is very, very good. I love Alakazam.
I decided to grab it. It can run also a lot of sets. It can run different like choice band, choice scarf, even if I need to outspeed something like above base 30, base 130.
Yeah.
Like swords dance or just life orb. Gets decent coverage, I guess.
It gets pretty good coverage. Yeah, it gets pretty good.
Well,
you get excess. You get excess or poison jab, aerial ace, brick break. Get some pretty good stuff.
And also the speed tier.
Also get fake out.
Exactly. It's fake out and ice shard for priority.
Yeah. Of course, knockoff is devastating.
These two mons just give me like amazing speed tiers. Like there's barely any mons that outspeed Mega Zam at base 150.
Yeah.
And base 125 is also really nice speed tier to have for like so base 120 mons can't run modest and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Which so it's really, really solid.
Yeah, that's what I started my draft on.
And then you went with more offense.
Entei.
Yes.
So I decided I wanted to make my Firewater Grass core because I have two very fair ones, like kind of bulky offensive. So they're not if you look at my entire draft, it's kind of hyper offense, bulky offensive.
It's very hyper and bulky offense, yeah. That is true.
Yeah, like it's mostly hyper offensive, but then there's a few like bulky mons, but they're not too passive either.
Yeah, like Tentacruel and Chestnut, notably.
And then, so I picked up Entei, and this thing, its best side, in my opinion, is just like Choice Band Sacred Fire,
Yeah,
because
it
there's
hits
very few
hard.
switch-ins to that.
It
and
hits
like,
very hard.
with the 50% chance to burn, that's also really nice to have. Especially since some of its counters with like rock and ground types are physical attacker.
Yeah,
That's
agreed.
really nice, and like banded extreme speed can also be amazing to clean up late game.
Yeah, banding stream speed is very nice. Good, solid stuff.
Still, how it doesn't get earthquake is beyond me, but
I don't know either. To be
that's
honest,
a different
with you.
story.
That's a story for another time.
Exactly. But what a lot of people, well, some people don't expect is like sub protect toxic lava plume Entei is also like max defense. That thing eats hits.
It does.
Like base 115 HP and 85 defense is not bad at all. Especially if you get lava plume burns, physical attackers are not going to touch you.
Pretty much. It
So
is
that's
an
another
underrated
reason
set.
I got it. And also with pressure stalling, you can stall out like recovery from mons with moonlight and stuff.
Yeah.
They only have 8 PP.
8 PP.
Exactly.
Well, next you do have kind of you got a cleric. Got yourself a cleric.
Yes.
Sylveon.
So next up, I drafted Sylveon as like the start of my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and while I was planning, I saw that a Wish Passer could be really nice. Since, as you see right now, I was already planning on getting like Entei and Tentacruel and Druddigon, and they all really appreciate getting a Wish because they're all really bulky but don't have reliable recovery outside like rest.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like Z moves, but they're not my Z users. So, I went with Sylveon, and this is another one of those mons where I thought I want a really bulky mon, but that also shouldn't be underestimated offensively. Like I was looking at Florges, but Florges just didn't. I thought Sylveon just supported the team better with like its spec set. Specs Hyper Voice can also hurt a lot of teams, and a bunch of teams lack good fairy resists.
Yeah.
Or even fairy resists at all. So, yeah, that's basically the reason this thing just most weeks it's gonna be like Hyper Voice, Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, but sometimes it can also be like specs with stuff like Psychic, Hidden Power, Shadow Ball, and stuff like that.
That is correct. That is very nice. I don't know if there's much else to say about this really.
Not really, no.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned Heal Bell, but yeah, Heal Bell was there.
Yeah, I said about Heal Bell.
All right. Well, next we have Tentacruel.
Tentacles. So I was, of course, as my second part of my Fire Water Grass, I was looking at Tentacruel because, as you see, I didn't have any removers up to here. And I was looking at water types with removal, and there was like this and Mantine, I think.
There's also
top of my head.
Starmie.
Yeah, Starmie, but that was a tier 2 high.
Yeah,
that was tier 2. While I was looking for tier 3.
Yeah,
so it was pretty much between this and Mantine. And the deciding factor for me on this was Toxic Spike. Because Mega Alakazam and Weavile and Entei all appreciate getting chip. Since with enough chip, they can just clean up games in the end.
Yeah.
And basically, this thing is just fat on the special side, especially. Well, 80 HP, 120 SPDF is crazy.
Yeah, it's very nice. Also, it's also fairly fast for what it is.
Yeah, it's base 100 speed, which a lot of people don't expect.
Indeed. I think it's knockoff, Rapid Spin.
Exactly. What I was about to say was, don't sleep on Swords Dance.
Oh, Swords Dance.
Don't sleep on Swords Dance. I've seen it put in work.
Yeah, I mean it's
Swords Dance Poison Jab Waterfall knockoff.
Yeah,
it has the speed.
It's a thing. Also gets a nice poison jab.
Exactly.
Very, very, very solid.
I mean, if the matchup is there, I'll definitely be bringing it.
I'll be excited to see if it happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have a lot of coaches here revealing some interesting strats. I like it. I like it.
From the Master of Heat.
Next up, we got the boy himself, Chestnut.
Chestnut.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I was actually looking at getting Shaman.
But a certain person kind of took that. I think.
Did someone else take that before me? I don't remember.
I think I already had it at that point.
Oh, maybe. Well, anyways, that was also while planning. I was looking at Shaman, but I was like, I don't want to use Shaman since I use it like every league when I'm thinking like, oh, I need a grass. Like, oh, Shaman.
Yeah, I picked Shaman before that. It was in the same round as you picked Tentacruel.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I didn't end up going Shaman just because I use it that much. And actually, what I ended up thinking of when I was looking at Chestnut, I was like, spike stacking.
Spikes.
Hazard stacking with Weeva and Alakazam will be very nice to have.
Yeah.
Because if stuff is at 75% with 3 layers of spikes, those things are just gonna run through teams.
Pretty much. That is scary.
And this thing actually, don't sleep on Belly Drum Chestnut. Like Belly Drum, Drain Punch, Wood Hammer, and then a coverage move.
Yeah, that's
base 107 attack is not bad.
No, it's strong. It's stronger than.
And then get like what's it called, the speed boosting berry. Don't remember what it's called. Is it Sal? Yeah, Salic berry.
Salic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much all Chestnut's gonna do. It's gonna either be bulky or belly drum.
Either bulky or belly drum. That's good to know.
Most of the time it's bulky with like spikes, Drain Punch, Synthesis, Leech Seed, something like that.
Yeah.
And
next, do we want to go to the next one, or do you have more to say?
No, don't really have more on Chestnut.
Anyone else got something on Chestnut?
Nope.
Does not seem like it.
I like Chestnut. I think other than Tangrowth, Chestnut. Amoonguss is there too, but Chestnut is one of my favorite grass.
I do like Chestnut a lot.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try it out.
Yeah. Next, we have Big Dragon himself, Jardigan.
So this is a mod I started using I know it's a tier 3 and below league, but anyway, in the tier 3 and below league, and this thing is so fat. And Roughskin Rocky Helmet is so annoying for physical attacker.
It is. I remember I played against it and it was not fun. It's really not fun.
Exactly. And also, I was looking at rockers.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have any rockers yet. I had hazard setters, but no rockers yet. So, yeah, and I needed a tier 4. I needed a dragon, so this thing just fit perfectly pretty much.
There's nice variety moves all across. Get so much different stuff. I've seen rest sleep talk a lot happening with this mon, and
rest talk would be very nice
with Dragon Tail, which is pretty solid. Then I've also seen a lot of Assault Vest builds.
Assault Vest is also nice, and I also just love Rocky Helmet.
Yeah.
Since if physical attackers touch it, they're going to take 24% damage.
Yeah,
especially if
hurts.
It's like with Flare Blitz when they also take recoil.
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
You're going to be at like half.
it hurts.
So notable moves on this thing: Stealth Rocks, Glare. Glare's also really nice to paralyze ground types like Landorus or Crow. And this thing, even Sheer Force sets are good.
Yeah, that's what I meant. If you run like Assault Vest, you can run Sheer Force.
Exactly.
Smack some.
This thing has base 120 attack.
Yeah, it's power.
Don't sleep on Dreadagon.
Don't sleep on these hits.
Don't sleep on this boy. This boy gets underrated.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mentioned Jargon a few times in my what's called front office as well. It's a nice one.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next up, we have a very big boy, Nandra's Eye, Sandforce.
With Sandforce.
Sandforce, yes.
So I needed a ground type, and I needed something that was off the ground, and that's not hard. That's not easy to come by. And I was looking through the tiers, and I had enough points to afford another tier 2, considering what else I had planned for my draft, which you can see right now at Cobalion and Rotom, which I was planning to get a tier 5 and a tier 2. So I got Landra's Eye with Sandforce, not Sheerforce. Would be nice if it was Sheerforce.
That is a Ubers for you.
So this thing, it's Lando T, but not as good, basically.
Yeah, that's why it's tier 2.
It's more offensive and less defensive.
Yeah.
And it's more versatile, since it can run, well, not more versatile necessarily. It's more versatile offensively, let's say that.
That's, yeah.
Because it can also run really good sets on the special side. I know it doesn't get nasty, but just rock polish on this thing is very nice to have. Also, U-turn gets a few good support moves like Stealth Rocks and Defog.
Yeah, which both of those
also help me out. If I want to run a more bulky set or like a more utility set, I can just run Stealth Rocks and Defog, which means I don't have to run it on Druddigon or Cobalion.
Yeah,
which is also very nice to have. And this thing was also just a mon like Alakazam, like Weavile, like Chestnut. I just wanted to try out since I've never used it before.
Very interesting. I mean, it's not
seems
often,
like a fun mon.
It's not often it gets used because normally it's just straight up banned. Even Sandforce is banned too.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I don't think Sandforce is that amazing, but I think it's tier 2.
It's not amazing.
Yeah.
It just becomes a worse Lando T, like a budget Lando T.
And I have a secret strat for this thing, and I don't know if I should say it. Should I say it?
Guess you should.
I'll just say it.
Oh, you'll say
I'll just say it. So, you see that it's one of my Z users, right?
Yes, I do.
What do you think of Z Sandstorm with Sandforce? Boost my speed.
Ooh,
the strats.
The strats coming out here. He's putting
boost
it all
my
out.
speed and get the Sandforce.
No, you just revealed it, so now I won't be scared of it anymore.
Hey, you didn't hear anything. Probably wasn't smart saying this in front of my division opponent.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people here have revealed some strats, so yeah, it's a lot of juicy stuff here.
All right.
Coming up on the next one, you got Cobalion, as you mentioned before.
Yes, my boy, Cobalion. I love this one so much. This one is way more versatile than people think it is. Because if you would look at its stats, you'd just think, oh, this thing is just going to run bulky, like defensively every week with like Stealth Rocks, Taunt,
it's
Flash Cannon,
big up sword stance.
But no, big ol' sword stance, rock polish, big ol' Calm Mind.
Oh yeah.
This thing is such an amazing sweeper. Like, the coverage it gets is just enough, and it's also bulky enough to set up on a lot of things, especially physical attackers, since it has base 129 defense, which is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's big. It's big, bulky.
It's a big boy.
Big bulky boy.
And it sometimes doesn't even need the rock polish. It's 108 speed.
Yeah,
speed's a lot of things.
It's a high tier, good tier.
Yeah, speed's 105 to that speed's base 100s, which a lot of teams is like their second fastest mon, and there's just like one mon you have to worry about.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the special side, it gets like Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, Volt Switch, which is also really nice for initiative.
Yeah.
Which is nice to get in stuff like Alakazam and Weavile. Same with
Sure.
Landorus. Your turn.
Yeah. Don't think there's much else to say.
Not really.
Really good mod. Underrated on a few sides of the spectrum.
Definitely.
We're nearing the end of your draft here.
Yes.
We got two tier 5s to round it out.
Exactly.
Rotom Fan. Flying type with Levitate. Tell me about it.
The worst Rotom.
So basically,
There were, while you were not here, there were some shots fired. Said that some people said here that Rotom Fan was the worst Rotom form.
I agree though. Thing is, it's very nice when you get sniped of 2 other Rotom forms just for your pick.
Ouch.
I think I was looking at Rotom Ghost first.
Yeah, regular Rotom got drafted right before Cobalion.
Thank you, Turn.
And then right after you drafted Cobalion, Rotom Frost got drafted.
Aaron got it right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get Rotom Frost. Nope. Never mind. Because basically, I was just looking at an electric type in tier 5, and I was like, oh yeah, Rotom gives me Defogger too, which is also something I'm kind of lacking right now. Is removal, because I only had Landorus and Tentacruel.
We've already talked a lot about Rotom. As you can see, everyone has a Rotom form, and the differences are not that much.
What they talked about earlier. Only this has Levitate. Even though it doesn't need it, and it has Air Slash.
Yeah, then Air Slash. It's pretty much the same all around, except this is usually run pretty annoyingly with like Thunder Wave and Air Slash Lock. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I still think it's kind of underrated, since it's pretty much, if you have the right type matchup with it, it's pretty much the same on as Rotom Wash.
Yeah.
If you have the right type matchup.
Yeah. It's a bit underrated in some ways, but it's just weird that it's a flying type with Levitate. Let's be real here. It's strange. But yeah, we pretty much said everything we need to say about Rotom throughout this entire thing. I think people have had enough of Rotoms. So let's move on to Cling Clang, the last mon of your draft.
Boy. Wait, let me see. I was talking in my front office because I think I was looking at Masquerain first, but I think that got taken, and I didn't want to take a different web setter.
Yeah, Masquerain got taken right before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I was looking at my team. I was kind of weak to Rock. I was kind of weak to Fairy, and I just saw that Aaron wanted to grab Mega Gardevoir, and I was like, that thing destroys me. So I picked my boy Cling Clang, which is also one of my Z users. I should mention.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned 6 users at the end.
It's a niche sweeper with shift gear. And if you go like Steelium or Electrium, this boy can go destroy some teams. With base 100 attack, base 90 speed, not bad at all.
Hit that gear grind.
And also, base 150 defense is also very great to take hits from stuff like, let's look at my division, from stuff like Salamence, from Power.
Flamethrower, ouch.
No, that's not happening. From Mimikyu?
Probably.
Okay, maybe that.
Probably can. Yeah.
Anyways, this thing is just, I just picked to get a good fairy resist. Because, well, I had Tentacruel, but
I mean, yeah, it gets Thunderbolt as well.
Exactly. So,
I mean, yeah, it's nice. It gets Volt Switch as well.
Exactly.
It's a mon that is out here.
Doesn't get that much coverage, but it gets, like, with Shift Gear, you basically run Gear Grind, Wild Charge, and return.
Yeah, probably.
That's all you do.
Yep, and then you try to sweep, and if you can't, then
this one is like eight moves that are usable.
Yeah, I mean it is why it's
it does its job.
Yeah, it's why it's tier 5. Let's be real.
Ooh, I just saw another. Okay, no, that doesn't really work with my team. I was like, ooh, Trick Room, but that doesn't work with my team.
But yeah, Landers, I, and Kling Klang, the two C users. We talked
Yep.
about both of those already.
Yeah,
a
like
little bit.
I said, Landorus, Z Sandstorm, and also just Rock Polish plus like Z Earth Power or like Z Sludge Wave, Z Superpower, something like that.
Yeah, it can do.
And Clang
do
Clang
things.
is just. I was debating between Clang Clang and Rotom Fan, and I was like, Rotom Fan is probably gonna run more defensive-ish, and not really like Flying Z is nice, but based off of Air Slash is not the strongest Flying
Yeah.
Z. And I could also have gone Drudigon, but I was thinking the same thing. It's probably gonna run more bulky most weeks.
Yeah, like Rocky Helmet, Assault Vest.
Yeah, exactly. Prefers to run different items.
Yeah, which is fair. I mean, yeah, that's kind of it. That's the everything. Every drop we've gone through. Only took 2 hours.
Wow.
Big 2 hour video. So about half an hour for each team, which makes sense. It's
Yeah.
Total 8-hour video.
yeah. No, I think I'll upload them in bites. So this is gonna be one video.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I think I'll do it like that because I don't think people want to sit through an 8 hour video. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Definitely is a lot.
Overall, it's interesting, very interesting conference. We got the Rotoms on deck, everywhere, all over the place. Can't avoid them.
Oh, wow, really? Everyone has a Rotom, I realized.
Yeah, everyone had exactly. That's why I said we talked a lot about Rotoms. Everyone has a Rotom.
I didn't realize Wormpa had a Rotom.
Yeah, he has too.
I have the only good Rotom in the conference. division.
Wow.
Whoa,
Shots
whoa,
fired.
shit talking here.
Exactly.
All right, well, I think we're gonna get out of here and end off this this video, and then tomorrow there's gonna be another video of another conference being broken down, another division.
Yes.
So far it's gonna be one in the Terrible conference. Right now we're in the Turboblaze, but we're swapping up to the Terrible tomorrow for some other interesting and cool teams to go through. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and we're out. Get out of here.
Goodbye.
Yeet.